And let's see, I believe we are kicked off and good to go. Let me find that chat. What is going on, guys? How are y'all doing on the YouTube side of the world? Looks like we are live. We got a lot of people already in here hanging. Love to see that. Let's put the chat up nice and easy. We have the chat up on my side. We're going to go live on the TikTok quick. Let's see, GB5 Pearl special effect and oh, that's all I can put on TikTok. And other bowling balls. Can I fit everything? Hey, Ace, what's going on? I see Ace, Don's hanging out, Franchise is hanging out, James is hanging out. We got everybody hanging. What's going on, guys? Ace, I will get to your question in like 30 seconds. Let me just go live on TikTok quick. We are live on YouTube and Twitch right now. I got to check if Twitch is good. But let's press the live button. Okay, we are live on TikTok also. All right, what is going on? Happy Wednesday, guys. Let me know if things look good or bad. I'm still trying. I put on a new light. So I think I look a little bit bright right now, the way it seems on my side. So I might actually just do this instead. Right there. That looks pretty okay. Hey, Riddles over on Twitch. What's going on? How you doing? I am not even logged in on Twitch. Haha, let's go do that quick. All right. Let's see. Franchise. I see a question from you. Let me see that quick. Medium sharp. Would any of these work? Real-time, stealth, hybrid, troublemaker, solid, theorem, pearl. Theorem, pearl, and the real-time would be the closest. Those are medium and sharp bowling balls. All right, there we go. We are on, and where is our creator dashboard? There we go. All right, we are kicked off on everything. All right, what is going on, guys? We have a lot of bowling balls to discuss today. A lot of bowling ball news. We have, oh God, let's see, technically eight New Brunswick bowling balls. Six really are the ones that matter. But really six in general. There's eight in total. We're going to talk about all of those today. We have the new IQ. We have the RST Hyperdrive. I have a little more information on that bowling ball, by the way. I've seen it go down the lane a ton because shops could really get them very early, which is really cool. So I've seen a lot of hyperdrives go down the lane. I want to tell you guys a little bit about it. I have a little bit of news on USBC Open Championships. We have so many things going on, so many things. Let me grab my TikTok chat too so we can see that also. There we go. I see Mr. Bowler and SHN hanging out over on TikTok. SHN want to compliment the quality of your vids recently. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. We're trying to just buff up the quality little by little of the channel. You know, didn't start out too great, but now we're slowly getting in a better spot. All right, but let's check some chat a little bit. Remember, this is always a massive Q&A session for anything bowling or non-bowling that you guys want to talk about. If I end up missing your comment, make sure to enter it again. Don't spam or anything like that, but make sure to put it again. There's going to be a lot of chats going on, so I don't want to miss anything that you guys want to see or what questions you guys want answered. I try to be the #1 channel for being able to answer your guys' questions on YouTube. I know there's a lot of other streams that ignore a lot of questions, unfortunately, but we don't do that over here. So we try to answer everything and anything you guys have. But we do have a drink of the day, and it is Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero Sugar. Mountain Dew, please sponsor us. That would be lovely. Found some Baja Blast. I don't know if this is one that was April 20. Oh, this one's about a year old. Why didn't I go through my fridge and throw away the bad stuff? It might be destroyed. It's about a year expired, but we're going to find out. All right, let's answer some questions. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Garrett or Riddles has a GB5 Pearl pre-ordered. Love that. I'm kind of excited for that GB5 Pearl. The GB series always, you know what you're going to get. You know it's going to be a good ball. You know exactly what it's going to do. So I think it's a really safe pre-order. Let's see. Garrett, does it say something about me as a bowler that I'm more comfortable playing in deeper with balls like the Effect Tour or a Hazmat than I am with the Effect? More about the lanes and just how you throw it. I'm the same way. I personally like solid balls a lot better than pearl balls. I can do a lot more things with a solid ball, and a pearl ball I really can't as much. They kind of are one-trick ponies for me. So I totally feel that. I absolutely feel that. Let's see. Kickstand Kurt, what's going on? I did see you got a new Hyperdrive. Saw that over on Discord. We have a Discord, by the way. Go check it out. Really appreciate it if you did. We have 212 people out there right now. So really appreciate if you check that. RST Hyperdrive is insanely good. 279 first game. That is awesome. Yeah, I saw your set was something really good. So yeah, the Hyperdrive looks amazing right now. It is so different than a lot of the other ASIM solids, which is weird. I didn't expect that. I thought it would just be maybe a baby gem, but it is a baby gem, but still also continues to the pins really well. Let's see. And it's a little flat, a little bit flat, but we're going to go with it because I'm too lazy to go get up and grab another one. Let's see. Mr. Bowler, have you seen the new Deviate ball? I did. It is the Deviate Dark Side. Really cool naming scheme. I really like that they're doing that. Pretty cool idea. It is a super weak hybrid bowling ball, so it's going to be the weakest ball Deviate offers. I assume it's going to be a chill pearl on steroids is my guess. So it looks good, but we haven't seen, of course, much about it, minus staffers, and the reviews I've seen have been so bad. I'm apologies to the YouTube bowling review world out there. I don't really talk to many of you, but wow, there are some really bad reviews of it that are just like, we throw it, oh, this ball looks awesome, go get yours today. Like, we didn't learn anything. So I have no idea where it stands compared to like the Anger or compared to like the Ivory Rhino or things like that. But I'm excited for it. It looks good. Bash Brother, how's a Kingpin Rule bowling ball? That is a very, very old bowling ball. That thing is probably 6 years old right now. Very, very strong and early though. Zorilla, what's going on? Jaluma just ordered the Mania and the 3.0, gave up on Motive, Evoke and Rush didn't work out. Oh, I'm sorry for that. That happens though. Sometimes bowling brands just don't fit for some people. That always happens. Let's see. Bash Brother, Ring Pin Rule. Ring Pin Rule. Oh, Kingpin Rule. Yeah. Better dry lane strike ball, Spy or Black Widow Visiball? Probably the Spy. The Black Widow Visiball. I mean, both are pretty much the same thing. They're virtually the same ball in different packages. Plastic asymmetrical balls are weird to me, and they're always an odd choice. But that Torpedo Direct Hit is not a plastic bowling ball, which is shocking. There is a Radical ball that just got announced. It is the Torpedo Direct Hit. It has a super, super strong core in it, but it has a low friction cover, which Radical said this can work as a spare ball. So it made everybody assume it's plastic because they said spare ball. But then everything that they're showing, they never say the word plastic or polyester. So we don't really know what the cover stock is. They're kind of taking a page from Storm's book with the level, where Storm never said the level was actually urethane. Just like how Radical is not saying that this Torpedo Direct Hit is actually plastic. So very, very weird, in my opinion. Very odd. But long story short, Freddie, I would go with a Spy. Ed Marshall, good investment in a black hammer when I have a purple hammer, raw hammer, circle, and sublime. It can be. It'll be very close to the sublime or to the purple hammer, but that's okay though. That is okay. Hey, Black Star Piece, what's going on? Buckmaster, how does the dark side compare to the Troublemaker Pearl? Did you see it as a step down? It looks like a step down, yes. It is at least one step down, maybe a step down and a half, but it is definitely would go Troublemaker Pearl and then the dark side. Alex Grosbeck, I'm a two-hander throwing a Hustle X-Ray. Should I go with a stronger or weaker layout? I'd go with a stronger layout because the core is so weak on that Hustle. You can make it stronger and that's a-okay. It still won't flare a crazy amount. Steph, is it okay to have very tight grips? I bowl every day and I have to change them once a month. It depends what very tight. You don't want to be ripping your skin or hurting your fingernails or anything, but otherwise it's not the biggest deal in the world. Yeah, they might be too tight if you have to change them that often. You should only have to change them like every 6 months to a year. So that's very, very quick. Black Star Piece, thanks for the tournament prep you gave me. I was hella nervous since it was my first tournament. Finished 70th out of 144. Hey, that's a pretty good start to a tournament, to your tournament career. That is awesome. So I just had a video go out where how to prepare for your first tournament. Hopefully that helped a lot of people. Very, very excited to make that one because a lot of people go into it and like they have no idea what a tournament looks like or like what to be ready for. Hey, Serenity, thank you for the heart me. Also, welcome. Good to see you again. Good to see you here. Let's see. Zorilla did Deviate make a new ball. They did. They definitely did make a new ball. It is the Dark Side. It is a weak hybrid bowling ball. So there were 6 new bowling balls announced yesterday only. It was Ebonite GB5, Hammerhead. Awful. I don't like the name. Hammerhead, Hammer Special Effect. We had the Deviate Dark Side. We had the Radical Torpedo and the Radical Torpedo Direct Hit. Were all announced yesterday. Ed Marshall, we hit. Derek, I'm really hyped about the GB5 Pearl. The GB5 Pearl, I think, is going to be the best ball out of the bunch. It's going to be good. The GB5 was really good, one of the better game breaker balls. So I bet the Pearl is going to be very, very good too. Let's see. Corey, keep up the great work. For a stronger ball, should I get the Mesmerize or the Jackal Onyx? You already have a Widow 3.0. Also the IQ Tour or Lethal Venom. If you have the Black Widow, I would honestly go IQ Tour. And then Mesmerize and Jackal Onyx, it's really a coin flip. They're going to be very, very similar for you. So whichever one you like better just on what your feelings are right now. I see Serenity just picked up the Lethal Venom. Hey, nice. Have you thrown it yet? Do you like it? Let me know. That ball is really good for a lot of people right now. Khalil, I'm mostly excited for the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead looks really good, honestly. It's a symmetrical, solid bowling ball. Like nothing crazy. It basically has the Game Breaker core. It is identical to the Game Breaker core. Also, I found out from Ron Hicklin's review, the spheroid core they use is just snagging the IQ core and making it stronger, which happens all the time in bowling. Shout out Radical No Doubt, which was actually just a Zen. So it happens a lot, which is A-okay. But it's basically just a Game Breaker 5 core. So a weaker GB5 is all it looks like. Let's see, Ace Sight. Or do I go with Roto Grip? I wanted to get the Hyperdrive, Rockstar, Optimum Idol Pearl, Attention Star. What do you think for a 2-hand righty? Or if I do go with Rotogrip, I want to get the Hyperdrive, Rockstar, Optimum Pearl, Attention Star. I think you might need another weak bowling ball. If you're a 2-hander that's around 15 to 16 miles an hour, you might have to go with like one of the Hustles, or even a Road Warrior might be really good with that. Franchise, any of the new releases fall into medium and sharp category? Let me think. What were all the releases? I just said them, but that was a whole 22.5 seconds ago. That's a long time for me. What were the releases? I don't think there is actually, unless the Dark Side somehow falls into medium sharp, but I feel like it's going to be more weak sharp than anything. So yeah, there's nothing in that medium sharp category from Brunswick this time around, which is a little bit sad. Little bit sad. Bash Brothers Hammer Spike. I don't know what the Hammer Spike was. I think that was a really old ball. Hey, Horst is here. What's going on, Horst? Let's see. Ed, I already hit your question. Make sure to not spam too much. I said it's a little too close to the purple hammer, is a black hammer, especially if you have a purple and a raw. It's a very weak arsenal, so I wouldn't get the purple and the black. Sam Paul, love your channel. GB5 Solid versus Conspiracy Theory. The GB5 Solid is going to hook a lot earlier and be a lot smoother. The Conspiracy Theory is going to be sharper and later and sharper down lane. Berserk. I don't know if you remember me, but you recommended the Arctic Vibe. I want to say thank you. Oh, you're welcome, man. Yeah, you're very welcome. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Hope you are enjoying it. Zorilla, what's a good strong deviate ball? The Hater is the strongest ball they have. Next one up is the Heckler. Both of them are actually pretty decent. I don't know if the Hater is still being made. If it's not, go with the Heckler. They're pretty close. User, quick question. I'm a new bowler. What's a good one to start with? That is a really good question. What I always recommend is something like a Hammer Raw or a Tropical Surge from Storm. Those two are probably the best 2 starting options for anybody getting into bowling. Let's see. Black Star Piece. The next tournament is this Sunday. 39 feet, 29 mils, 5-1. You're going to want some smoother equipment again than Black Star Piece. You're going to want to play a little closer to the gutter too. Ace Side. Also, don't forget my comment, Zach. Just a friendly reminder. Did I hit it? Yeah, I thought I hit it. Didn't I? Thought I did. Did I miss? Oh, did I miss it from the chat? Let's find it quick. Sorry, Ace. I'll get it in just a second. Oh, yeah, you were at the very top. Ace, wondering if I should switch my Evoke with a Sub-Zero. I wouldn't switch the Evoke for a Sub-Zero and then Wait. Switch my Evoke with a Sub-Zero for my Crimson Jackal, Hypervenom, and Venom Shock arsenal. I would like an Evoke or a Sub-Zero Forge in that arsenal for you, Ace. Or if you went with Roto Grip, I would go with like an RST Hyperdrive. I think that would be good. All right, there we go. Let's see. Let's scroll a little bit down here. Evan, where would the new Hammerhead fit with the Zen 25 and Harsh Pearl? The Hammerhead's going to be a medium and smooth ball. It's very, very close to the Rockstar is what I'm seeing right now. It's going to be very, very similar to the Rockstar, so squarely in the medium and smooth category. Let's see. James, if I have the Trident Horizon, do I replace it with a Hysteria? Yeah, they'll be actually kind of close. The Horizon will be a little bit smoother, but they will be fairly close. Alicia, I'm the one who got a 231 with the spare ball two-handed. I got a 234 with a twist one-handed. Really? Wow. Dual bowler. Nice job, Alicia. Oh my God. Alicia. Alyssa? Almost got there. Words are very hard to me. Hard today. I very much apologize. That is awesome, though. Congrats. Zoe, I bowled a 288 with the Equinox. 10 strikes in a row, then 8, and it was a split, and I made it. Hey, congrats. That is an awesome game. Really good game. Congrats. That is super cool. Kid, thank you for the follow. How do I feel about the new blue hammer? The new blue hammer is good. It is not a urethane ball in the slightest, as the name suggests, really. So do not treat it like a urethane at all. Treat it like a really weak bowling ball. Super, super weak bowling ball. SHN, what could you say to my current 3-ball arsenal? Ion Max Purple Hammer IQ. I would recommend a shiny ball next. Definitely get a shiny ball next and you'll be good to go. Derek, I'm hyped for the GB5 Pearl and the special effect. The special effect is going to be really interesting. The special effect is a shiny solid version of the original hammer effect. So virtually the same cover stock, just a solid version. And then they put a bunch of polish on it. So it's like, it's kind of close to the effect. I don't know if you need the special effect if you have the OG. I think there's other balls that are further away from it. If you're somebody who has like 8 to 10 bowling balls, then I think it could work. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't really know because the special effect looks like it's going to fit kind of in the strong and sharp category. It's just a little too close, in my opinion, to that original effect. So I think it'll look really good. That effect core is awesome. They did a good job with it. However, I don't know how different it is from the OG. That's the one issue right now. Fernando, any advice on how to bowl spares better with one hand, no thumb? So spares are going to be really tough for two-handers and just no thumb bowlers in general because you create so many revolutions on it. So you need to get your ball rolling more end over end and not sideways. That is going to be the easiest way for you to pick up your corner pins. Smallish as a junior bowler is a 170 average good. Yeah, absolutely smallish. Honestly, there's no good or bad average at the end of the day. Really depends on how much you have bowled in the past and what you've done. Like if you just started bowling, like a 130 average is awesome. If you've been bowling for 10 years, a 180 average could be awesome. It really all depends. There is no quote unquote good or bad in my opinion. Let's see. Kid, we hit. SHN, I bought a green pin purple hammer instead of the purple. Did I make a good decision? I think the purple is a little harder. No, they're pretty much identical. The green pin, I think, is a little softer, if I remember right. It's fine. Mr. Pivot, Lightning Blackout would be good too. Yeah, Lightning Blackout, actually, now that the price is down, is an okay ball. Hanson, oh, we hit you. Oh, no, we didn't hit you. You are asking for a Trident Odyssey. Wow, 2 Tridents in the same one. That's crazy. Which bowling ball do you recommend among Brunswick, Columbia, Deviate, Ebonite, Motive, Radical, or Ooh, that's a lot. I want to replace your Trident Odyssey. There's a billion bowling balls that fit there. Jackal Ghost from Motive. Pure Envy from Hammer will be kind of close. The new special effect might be a little bit close. From Hammer, you don't mention Hammer in your thing. Those will probably be the best ones in my opinion. Maybe a Heckler from Deviate might be close. I think that might be best. Alicia, how come I have wrist pain though? It's been a horrible pain ever since I learned how to hook. So that means you're just putting too much pressure on your wrist. So your wrist must be holding all of the weight of the ball. And then in turn, that is causing all of the pressure to be on it. And then it probably hasn't been through that kind of like workout that bowling is, which always causes a problem. If your wrist isn't through that much pressure, then it gets really tough. Like I had somebody in the pro shop the other day getting their first ball with a thumb in it, but they were throwing 2-finger, no thumb. They're a pretty big person, and they were throwing it and like, man, my fingers or my thumb really just like, it just feels fatigued. I was like, well, you haven't used it in 15 years in bowling. Every other muscle in your arm, like you're putting all the weight on your wrist and your forearm. And he had big wrists and forearms, but his thumb was super weak. So that definitely does happen. So don't go too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself. I'd recommend trying to put a little more pressure on the palm of your hand instead of your wrist, though. Let's see. I see Ajax. When do you bowl state and national? State, I believe, I just wrote it down. It's middle of April here in Minnesota is when I bowl state. And then nationals, I'm out there May 7th and 8th. I just actually booked all the flights and everything. So we bowl May 7th and 8th out in Baton Rouge. Serenity, what do you think of the Evoke Hysteria? The Evoke Hysteria looks really, really good. The Motive guys are loving this thing. So all the Motive staffers at the World Series are throwing this thing constantly. EJ hasn't really put it down all that much. It's come into the rotation so quickly. Like EJ doesn't throw things like the Raptor Rush. He doesn't really throw the Nuclear Forge that much, but he throws this Evoke Hysteria a lot, which is cool to see. So he likes it. Santu likes it. All the Motive guys are throwing it all the time. So I have really high hopes for it. It just looks like a good asymmetrical pearl ball. It just seems like very solid ball in general. Let's see. Zoe, we already hit. That is an awesome 288 with the Equinox. Let's check over here. Garrett, initial thoughts on the hammer special effect. I'm curious, where would I put in a 6-ball arsenal? I'm curious about it, like I mentioned. I'll be very excited to see it in other people's hands. So far, it's been a lot of the hype guys that have had it, and they're like, this is the best ball ever. This is the best sequel ever. Like, no. Let's get some actual information. Where does it fit in the lineup before we can make big calls like that? Steph, I started using very tight grips. Or have you heard about possible injury? It depends how tight the grips are. So the injuries that you would feel, you would start to feel it before anything got injured. So if you're having a lot of pressure afterwards, like the tips of your fingers are really in pain, or you're ripping your skin a lot, then I would go with a little bit larger grip size. Alex, how do you decide on weak or strong layouts? When you're drilling a new ball. The easiest way, if you don't know layouts that much, is talk to your pro shop. They're able to see you bowl and see what you do. But for what I decide is, if I have a stronger bowling ball, I don't want to put too strong of a layout on it if it's already strong. So there's strong layout, medium layout, and weak layout, really. Then there's a lot of different ways you can put the numbers together for it. But for a weaker bowling ball, I usually want the layout to be a little bit weaker, because then it really capitalizes what the ball does. But for a strong ball, I try to keep it more versatile, because you don't usually need a strong ball that hooks super early, like way too early. Then it's just not really that usable. So it is all an it depends situation, because if you're rev dominant, you don't want too strong of layouts. If you're speed dominant, you don't want too weak of layouts. So it's very much it really depends at the end of the day. Kurt, RSTX1 was my favorite ball, but I definitely like the Hyperdrive more. Yeah, the Hyperdrive is just a smooth version of the X1 and earlier, which is really, really cool. I saw it thrown a lot this weekend. I was at a tournament. You can only bring 2 bowling balls to the tournament. If you're on TikTok, you might have seen some of my videos on it. But one of my friends was throwing the Hyperdrive and then a physics blackout. And the Hyperdrive looked awesome on our long pattern and on the short too, in all honesty. It got further down lane than a lot of other asymmetrical solids, but it was still very, very smooth. So I think it'll be a rev dominant bowler's dream come true, or somebody who's really up the back of it. I think will be best. All right, let's keep checking over here. Alicia, thank you. You are very welcome. Serenity, do you think I should get the Evoke Hysteria if you have the EJ VIP? Yeah, it's going to be much stronger than that EJ VIP. This one will be very, very different from it. Mr. Pivot, state this weekend. Nationals at the end of the month, 27 and 8th. Nice, good luck. We've had a few people at Nationals already, which is awesome. Actually, one of the friends that I bowl with for league right in my area, his teammate shot that 850 at the Bowlers Journal, which was nuts. That's going to win it already, which is crazy that it's week 1 and somebody already won it. But yeah, it was otherwise their scores were not very good for the actual event. Double singles, I think they all were like a low 600 or a high 500 team. One team got to 3,000, one team got to like 2,800. So they're going to be hard this year. They're going to be very hard. Let's keep on going. We got a lot of bowling balls to talk about. We have a lot of questions getting thrown all over the place. Thank you everybody who's been jumping in. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't. It helps me out a ton. So drop some likes on TikTok, just double tap your screen. Over on YouTube, press the like button right at the bottom of the video. Helps me out a ton and helps push this video out to other bowlers. Let's see. Hey, Tokyo made alive. Love that. Color, what's going on with the floating poop emojis? James, I got a couple more done with the Jopo thumbs. 3 done so far. Nice. No grips yet. All right. That's awesome. Earth God, thank you for the 8 roses. Appreciate that. Alex, I just found your videos. They're so much more informative than most bowling YouTubers. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Love the analytical approach. I'm a software developer and I work kind of in data, and I've always been super analytical. So I love bringing the analytical side to bowling. That's why I really fell in love with like the bowling ball industry, not like the bowling side, because a lot of people don't know anything about the bowling ball side of things. A lot of pros even don't. Like Pete Weber, for example, knew nothing about bowling balls really. He had no idea what was going on. He knew the shape he wanted to see out of the ball, and then he was insanely naturally talented. So yeah, tangent, but I really love that side of it. So that's what I try to bring to people who really like the analytical side of things. So hope you enjoy. Black Star Piece. Funny enough, that tournament video popped up on my feed 15 minutes after my tournament. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry for that. I am so sorry for that. And Color again over on the Twitch side. Remember, we are live on Twitch too. Anthony, can you give recommendations on my 4-bar ball arsenal? Hustle Camo, Summit Peak, Effect, and a question mark. Camo is going to be very weak. Medium sharp is going to be the peak. Medium or strong sharp is going to be the effect. I would go with a stronger solid ball, like a medium smooth ball, a Rockstar, the new Hammerhead, a GB5, a Lethal Venom, something like that. All right, let's scroll over on TikTok quick. We got a lot going on there. Do you think the hammer special effect is going to be good? I don't really know. We just haven't seen it in any settings that you can actually get a good review out of it. One thing I wanted to make a video on at some point, but I have to be very touchy with the wording so I don't upset too many people, is watch out with the reviews you watch about bowling balls. There are some people out there, a lot of people out there who already have the bowling balls who are sponsored or on staff with said company. So you're never going to hear a bad thing said about the bowling ball because they got it for free. They're not going to say anything bad. So the special effect, any of the bowling balls out right now, we don't really know. IQ AI, RST Hyperdrive, any of those that we haven't really seen thrown much. There really isn't any information on them, so we're not sure if they're going to be good or not. So that's kind of unfortunate. I have seen the Evoke Hysteria, I've seen the RST Hyperdrive, and I will be seeing the IQ AI tomorrow night. So I have a little better idea of what those things do, but always be careful of what you watch. So special effect, is it going to be good? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure yet. I hope it is. I really hope it is. I thought the effect was phenomenal, but more to come. Hey, Don, what's going on over on YouTube? Good to see you. Sebas, I have the Teal Rhino Pro, Hustle AU, Summit, and I was thinking of getting Zen 25 and an Ion Max. Yeah, that's actually a really good combo, Sebas. I really like that. Ajax, also from the Minnesota Shakopee area. Oh, nice. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard much about state so far. I don't know if it starts this weekend, if this is the first weekend, but I've heard nothing so far about scores or anything. I love the state tournament, though. I always do fairly okay at it. Won 1 title, took top 3 2 other times, I think. So state's always pretty fun for me. Batman, what do you recommend for a motive ball for heavier oil and sharp-ish motion? I'd actually go with that Evoke Hysteria that's about to come out. That thing looks phenomenal so far, so I think that could be a good option. If you don't want to go for something that isn't out yet, the Crimson Jackal is a good choice. Alex Grosbeck, is there a big difference between cheap plastic like Pyramid versus one of the bigger brands? For plastic balls, not really. If you're just looking for a straight plastic ball, go with a T-Zone, a White Dot, or if you want to go with a Pyramid ball, go with those. They're all virtually identical for plastic. Now, when you get to the other balls, I'd stay away from Pyramid a little bit. Apology to any Pyramid fans out there. COA, what's going on? James D, no sport pattern for me tonight, just practice. Oh, no sport pattern for tonight's practice. Ah, that's lame. That is lame. Did I also see Always Dead? Did you drop? You did. You gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Always Dead. Ace, Justin, Polar Bear, Jason, and Abby. Welcome, guys, to ZVL membership. You should get ad-free viewing and a couple other extra perks. Also, Always Dead, thank you so much for being so nice again. You have gifted so many memberships to the channel. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see, but what did you say here? My updated 6-ball arsenal is the Surge Midnight, the Level, the Hustle Brai, the Dynamics, Beyond Infinity, and an Ultimate Defender. What Pearl do you think fits? Let's see. What are the balls you have in the strong category? Beyond Infinity and a Defender. So you're going to need something weaker than the Infinity. Scorpion Strike is a good option. The Zen 25 is great. The Road Warrior is really good. If you want to try Motive, I know you don't have any Motive stuff. The Primal Rage is pretty good right now. But since you're kind of, I would honestly go Zen 25 with what you have, and based on your numbers, I think that'll be pretty good. It'll be a little smoother for you. Tyler Dropman, do you think the RST Hyperdrive can replace a gem? Yes, they can, absolutely. It's going to be a little bit weaker, is something to be aware of, but I think it's a more usable gem for average people. So, hey, Horse, welcome back again. So I think the RST Hyperdrive is a little more usable for more people, where the gem, you needed a lot of oil. The Hyperdrive, you really don't always need a bunch of oil. You can have a little bit of oil and be fine. Let's see, Tokyo. I saw the Storm guy was doing ball demo events. Yeah, in the Twin Cities and your area. Yeah, we had one last Tuesday. We had a matchmaker. Do the other ball companies do them as well? So I'll explain. I'll get a little bit deeper on this side of it because it's a little bit unfortunate. W Drink, it is. Yes, Baja Blast. So when you guys have ball demos in your area, one of the toughest things is the price of them, right? So when Storm does them, they're completely free. Storm offers them free of charge. We don't really pay anything to have them. We just promise that we'll bring in a bunch of people. Motive, they ask you to have a certain amount of people sign up, and I think they take a little bit of the charge back, because what a ball company does, they have to give you like 4, I think Storm, it's 6 of every single new bowling ball. So we had like 50 bowling balls there because we have 2 15-pound or no, 3 15-pound sizes, a 12-pound ball, and then we had a 2-handed ball. So 5, I think. Maybe there was another one in there. But a ton of bowling balls that Storm is paying out of pocket for, just for all of us to try them. So Storm offers them for free. They're easily the most giving when it comes to ball demos. Brunswick, I don't know if they run them anymore. They stopped after COVID and they refused to do more. I don't know if they're bringing them back or not. They don't see they don't see it being worth it for the cost. So they just said, nah, we ain't doing any ball demos that often, or they're doing it in certain areas. I know Brunswick does give an offer where they'll send bowling balls to a pro shop, and the pro shop drills them out, but promises that they won't sell them. So they'll have them for like just test balls, which that's, I think, what they're kind of leaning towards now. And then Motive, all they do is they just ask that you have 20 people sign up and prepay, and then they take a little bit of the cost, and then you run the demo. So yeah, long story short, the other ball companies don't really do it. Storm is easily the best one to get it for. But let's go to Michael. As a lefty, what would be a good 3-ball arsenal? Will the Summit Ascent be with the Summit Ascent in the middle? Attention Star, Summit Ascent, and Road Warrior is a really good 1-2-3 combo, in my opinion. I think that one's a really good combo. Why so serious? Any idea how the new Hammerhead might compare to the Scorpion or the Low Flare? I don't know, compared to the OG Scorpion, that one was so different. I think it'll be a little later than the OG, but it's going to be stronger than the Scorpion Low Flare. It's going to be earlier and definitely smoother. Definitely earlier and smoother. But let's check back over on TikTok quick. Let's see. Joe, I'm thinking of bowling my first JTBA. It is on the 2025 OHS AA States pattern. 4-to-1, 40 feet. 4-to-1, 40 feet means you're going to want to play a little bit straighter, have a break point a little closer to the gutter. That's interesting. I just had somebody message me that they left the 1789. That is impressive. That's awesome. But 4-to-1, 40 feet, you're going to want to play a little bit straighter, have smoother bowling balls is going to be your best option. Don't use anything too shiny. Batman, do you have a recommendation? We hit that one. Jason, so far I have a phase 2 and a Widow Mania. Do I need another ball? We don't really ever need another bowling ball. Hey, CUNY, thank you for the follow. But if you want another bowling ball, you could go with something weaker that's sharp. So like a Hammer Anger could fit really well in that slot. Or the new Deviate Dark Side. That's what it's called. Andres, I'm a two-hander with a lot of revs. What ball do you recommend that's lengthy and has back end? Hammer Anger. Hammer Anger, Road Warrior, Max Thrill Pearl is a really good option. So any of those are going to be great choices. All right, let's keep it going. James D, is the Lethal Venom as early as the Pride Dynasty? It is not. No. The Pride Dynasty is going to be a little sooner. Ace, oh shoot, left and I have a membership. Yeah, yes, you do, sir. Yep, Always Dead is being absolutely giving today. Jordan, currently having the DNA Coil, Optimum Idol, and a Vibo. Want to get 2 more to piece around the arsenal. So a Hyperdrive would be a really good idea, and then I think a Zen or a Road Warrior. You're right. Those are going to be really good options. You're on the right path already, Jordan. So I would go a strong ball like a Hyperdrive, then something weaker. I would probably, if you want the biggest difference, I'd go with a Road Warrior. Let's see. Jerome Thomas, what were your opinions of the Perfect Mindset? The Perfect Mindset was weird. It was a really early hooking bowling ball because I believe that was the hybrid version of the Mindsets. It was good yet. It was just a strong, smooth option. Not the strongest ball in the world, but still strong and smooth. Dondrick, Motive is killing it right now. Motive is low-key being amazing in the last couple of ball drops. Like, they've had the Lethal Venom. They've had the Evoke Hysteria, which is really good. The Raptor Rush was fine, I guess. Nothing great, nothing terrible. Jackal Onyx was absolutely goated. Super biased on that end, but really, really good bowling ball. So, Motive's had a really good 2025 so far. The 3 bowling balls they've released, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Jerome or Stylos Mom. I have a phase 2 and a Black Widow Mania. We hit that one. Yeah, you don't really need another ball. Which ball should you throw first? I would throw the phase 2 first. Definitely the phase 2. Jerome, thanks for the advice about the Harsh Pearl. Shot my first 200 in league with it. Nice. Congrats. That is awesome to hear. Really good to hear. Andrew Fender, good ball to complement the solid raw hammer for a straighter player. Any brand, where would you start? Benchmark ball. I would go with a probably something a little weaker, like a Summit Ascent or a Scorpion Low Flare if you want to play a little straighter. A few guys who like to play straighter have had good luck with that lately for me. Andy Ansposh, I'm looking to replace my counterattack solid. There really isn't much in that slot right now from Brunswick Brands. They have very few weak and smooth bowling balls, and that's what that thing was. So if you want to go a different brand, you have the Max Thrill Solid or an IQ Tour or a Tropical Surge Solid if you want to go super weak. But from Brunswick, it's really just the Arctic Vibe or a Solid Raw, and those are not really that close to it, unfortunately. Let's see. Pravada. Hey, Pravada, what's going on? Just got done bowling at the state for 5A. Nice. And it was 602 in 32nd place. Nice job. Nice job. Tactless, no question, but hi from Tennessee. Hey, Tactless. Good to see you. Balrog, you still throwing the Effect Tour? I am. I love my Effect Tour still. If I have the Envy Tour, should I get it to replace or go with the Lethal? If you like the Envy Tour and you just want to replace it, go with the Effect. It's super, super close. Andy, thank you. I noticed they didn't have much to offer. Yeah, they have nothing when it comes to weaker bowling balls, unfortunately. Very disappointing. But weak bowling balls don't sell that well. It's why Rotogrip doesn't have anything weaker also. Very, very sad. Let's see. Check what's going on. Dondrick, what are your top 3 bowling balls all time? Phase 2, Venom Shock. Phase 2, Venom Shock. IQ Tour. Yeah, I think it has to be. Jackal Ghost might weasel in there too. Pravada, not happy with unlucky breaks like the 7th pin and was 34 points off of meddling. That's the sucky thing with bowling, right? Like, to make the cut on Sunday for a tournament, I needed about 240 in the final game. I had 250 going, and then I boned an 8-pin in the 9th frame, which cost me the tournament. So I feel that. I absolutely feel that. All right, let's catch back up over on TikTok. Let's see. Zach, bowling has been good for me recently from Horst. Just the hard thing with bowling is you got to bowl yourself out of a slump if you're in one. You got to bowl yourself out of it, and then you'll be good to go. Let's see. Matthew, I'm bowling on Wall Street for USBC State. I have no idea what that pattern is. Wall Street oil pattern. It's easy. 40 feet and 1 to 11. Oh, it's a house shot. You're gonna want some weaker bowling balls, but it is basically just a house shot. Virtually a house shot, which is good. Joe, with Ion Max Effect Tour and Attention Star as a speed dominant two-hander, how would you attack 40 feet with the Effect Tour? Absolutely with the Effect Tour. Straight, yeah, you're gonna want to use smoother bowling balls. Straighter angles, play a little closer to the gutter, move in if you have to, that's a-okay. But I think the Effect Tour and the Ion Max will be best for that. Mr. Flunkdush, the effect line just got a new ball. They did. They just got the special effect. So the special effect is a shiny, solid bowling ball. It's gonna be earlier than the effect, but it's gonna be later than the effect tour. So it kind of fits in between them both. However, the effect tour isn't really in effect, in my opinion. William, best sports shot ball for junior gold. That is a very open question. There's a lot of good sports shot balls. Urethane is usually your best friend at junior gold. Otherwise, strong and smooth bowling balls. Asymmetrical solids will be good. Enoch, how do you play with your axis, tilt, and rotation? Is it a realistic thing to do? It absolutely is a realistic thing to do. So, the easy ways to increase your axis rotation is when you have your hand in a ball, you extend the distance between your middle and ring finger. So if you usually are holding a ball with this finger here, where's our favorite Pokeball? All right, if you're holding a bowling ball, right? All you need to do is move that index finger. That increases axis rotation. Or you actually tuck the pinky. Tuck the first knuckle of the pinky. That'll give you more axis rotation. If you want less, you untuck the pinky and you keep that index finger close to the middle finger. Those are the easiest ways to do it. Let's see. John San Diego, we call them company shills. Yes, I could go on a rant about that. So be careful the reviews you watch, because there's a lot of people out there who will only tell you good things about bowling balls, especially ones that work for the companies. Hey, Horace W Twitch viewer, let's go. Get us to 3 average viewers on Twitch so we can be good to go. Let's see. Darren Tang. What about D-Tang? I mean, the thing is, D-Tang is like, as a staffer, that's what you do. That is just what you do. It's a bad idea to say bad things about the ball. It is. It just is. If you're getting paid to throw a product, it's good to say good things about it because you want to sell it. That's what they're there for, is to sell you the product. If you want unbiased reviews, there's not many of those out on YouTube and Twitch, but there are some people who go a little too hard on trying to sell it. Yeah, Darren Tang's reviews are honestly really, really good because he actually showcases where the ball fits and what it can do. A lot of guys, they don't compare the bowling ball to other things. I think the comparison is the most important part of a ball review that most people miss. That's why Luke Rosdahl is really good at what he does. He compares the bowling ball to other things. However, there's other people who just, I'm going to throw this ball on a house shot, and then I'm going to move left, and I'll move further left. I'm going to say this ball's really good after 2 shots, and that's the entire review for 15 minutes. I watched one of those today. I won't say names specifically, but yeah, there's a fine line between trying to just sell you the product and that's it, and actually trying to help. Let's see. Pravat, I'm only a junior, but I'll be back next year. Oh, perfect. Good to hear for that. Yofo made it. Welcome. What does reading the lane front to back mean? Yeah. So there's 2 different ways to read a bowling lane. When you first start off, you usually read like how angular a bowling ball is. So you see, oh, that ball went super sideways, or that ball didn't hook much. That ball didn't go sideways very much down lane. Versus front to back is how early a bowling ball hooks. So bowling balls that are asymmetrical or solid or in our strong categories, they read a bowling lane earlier. They hook earlier than the others. Where things that are in the later categories, the weaker categories, hook actually further down lane and they're sharper then. So that's what it means reading it front to back, is how early the ball hooks or how late it hooks. Warren, per your recommendation, I'm getting a Road Warrior. Now I'll be looking for an ASIM between the Equinox, Attention Star, or go stronger with the Hyperdrive. If you like the Road Warrior, I would go Attention Star. If you really like the Road Warrior, the Attention Star is just a slightly stronger version of it. If you don't like it, I would go with a Hyperdrive. Always dead. I'm not brand fussy. I just like to, I just buy what I think will work. That's a good way to do it, though. Figured you'd say Scorpion Strike. It is good. It is really good. Hey, Chummy's Bucket, what's going on Twitch? Sorry for waiting so long to say hi. I'm about 12 minutes behind chat right now on the YouTube side. TikTok, I'm fairly caught up, but YouTube, I'm a little bit behind. Edward Jr., you have a Physics Solid Overseas, an Ion Max, the One Reverb, Gateway, Raptor Rush, Solid Forge, oh, that's a lot of bowling balls. Any gaps? Let me see. Just quick glance at them. No, you have all 6 categories covered. Yes, you have all 5 of them, actually. You do not have a weak and sharp ball, which is fine. That's not a category that's fully needed. But if you want something there, you could go with something like I mean, the Road Warrior is pretty close to that. Otherwise, one of the Hustles or an Ivory Rhino or something like that. Maxwell Pearl. Yofo, my favorite part about the Summit Ascent is the smell. What is the smell of that Summit Ascent again? I should look that up. Summit Ascent bowling ball smells like, oh yeah, it was cream soda. Sorry, I'm not a fan of it. I love the bowling ball. The smell is mid to me. The IQ though smells a lot. Apple cider donut. Whoa. And Ron Hickland is right. I did confirm every color of the IQ AI has a different smell to it. Absolutely wild. Super, super weird little tidbit. But the green has a different smell than the black on that ball. It's crazy. It's super cool. Alejandro, can you explain the difference between the new IQ and the IQ Ruby? Absolutely. So the IQ AI was just recently announced. It has a hybrid cover stock and the IQ Core wrapped in AI technology. So what that means is that it's a slightly stronger IQ Core, which makes it want to hook earlier and be smoother. However, it has a hybrid cover stock that makes it, compared to the original IQ Tour Solid, later and sharper. However, compared to the Ruby, the AI is much earlier and a much, actually pretty similar downlane reaction, maybe a little bit smoother. So it's actually a step up from the original IQ Ruby. Let's see, Wiggle, which strong, smooth B7 ball should a two-hander get? I think the Heckler's really good, honestly. I think the Heckler could be decent. John, 1789 leave. I bet that ball was thrown around 20 miles an hour. No, this guy doesn't throw it fast. He throws it very slow. Not very slow. He throws pretty normal speed. But yeah, he must have just whiffed the head pin right. And he's had problems. The place he bowls league, it's where my uncle owns the bowling center. And my uncle likes to mess with the oil pattern a lot. And I think this guy's average is down like 12 pins in the last like 6 weeks because he changed the pattern to be absolutely stupid. So I bet he was just trying to play left and got in the oil and the thing never hooked on him, which is hilarious. Dan Tippett, is the cover stronger on the Origin or the Equinox? The Equinox. The Equinox cover is stronger. The core of the Origin, though, is also stronger. All right. Let's catch up over on here. But let's see. We saw that one. We saw that one. Atticus, thoughts on the Raw Hammer? The Raw Hammer is a really good starting ball for a new bowler. Matthew, is the Storm Level good for Sport Shot? It is, actually. It is a very good Sport Shot ball. It's being thrown a lot right now at the World Series of Bowling, which is really cool. Let's see. Devin, I use him mainly. I just switched from two-hand to conventional, so I got, two conventional. That's interesting. All right. I want to join staff for Roto Grip and Storm. It is very hard to be a staff bowler. You have to really get your name out there is the best way. Dill Bob, I have to have plastic and urethane in my arsenal. What do you think the other 3 should be for Junior Gold? I would recommend a strong and smooth bowling ball, things like Ion Maxes, Jackal Onyxes, things like that. I would go with a medium and smooth bowling ball, Phase 2, Summit Ascent, Venom Shock, GB5, the new Hammerhead. And then I would go with some kind of shiny ball, either ASIM or symmetric, just something shiny. And then I think that should be good to go. What 2LS layout would you suggest for the gem, Anthony? That one's really, really tough. I would check out Storm's 5 layouts and pick the one that fits best for what you're looking for with the gem. They have 5 default layouts that they can do for 2LS. I would check those out. Hey, J-Bird, what's going on? Welcome. Forrest W, what's the better ball for my strong and smooth slot? Quantum Evo Hybrid or a Paragon? I'd go Paragon. Definitely Paragon. Let's see. Kickstand Kurt, is Sub-Zero and Optimal Idol too close? The Sub-Zero will be a bit earlier. You probably don't need both, but there will be a difference between the two. James, when's the next Arsenal reviews video coming? Very soon. So I have it fully recorded. I actually have about an hour of reviews recorded because I record each one by one. I have about an hour of them recorded. However, because of all the bowling ball announcements from the last 2 weeks, it had to get pushed off a little bit. And then I wanted to make a video on USBC Nationals because that just kicked off. So long story short, I'm hoping for, I have to see, I have a video planned for Friday already. It's a video I had with Maribeth Baker out in Pittsburgh. I think after that, maybe Sunday, I'll be posting it. It'll be about 30 to 40 minutes. But I have many, many more reviews to come after that. Warren Hill, thinking about getting a new benchmark Phase 2 Lethal Venom, GB5, or Rockstar. The Phase 2 is the most tried and true. The GB5 is really good. The Rockstar looks really good on the PBA Tour right now, and the Lethal Venom also looks really good on the tour. You really can't go wrong with any of them. If you want to go with the safest bet, go with a Phase 2. All right. Quick reminder. We'll do a reminder for everybody. Thank you, everybody who's hanging out so far. We have probably combined 100-ish people hanging out on all the platforms. Thank you, everybody who's chilling and hanging. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't. Today, we are talking about all of the new bowling balls that have come out. That is IQ, or coming out, I should say. IQ AI, RST Hyperdrive. We have the Hammer Special Effect. We have the Hammer Hammerhead. Wild name. The Radical Torpedo Direct Hit, the weirdest ball in bowling. We have the Ebonite GB5 Pearl. We have the Deviate Dark Side. We have another ball in here somewhere. What else are we missing? We're missing one other bowling ball in there, I think. Probably. There's so many. There's a lot of bowling balls. Oh, Evoke Hysteria is coming out. A lot of bowling balls, so we're covering a bunch of questions on those. Make sure to ask any and all bowling questions. We're trying to hit as many as we physically can with all these people hanging out. Otherwise, thank you guys for hanging out. Make sure to follow or subscribe if you haven't. We're on the hunt for 7,000 subscribers over on YouTube. On TikTok, we're on the hunt for 14,000 subscribers. And then Twitch, we're on the hunt for 65. We're on the hunt for 65 overall. Color, you smell balls at work. Yes, I do. That's the first thing I did yesterday when I got in, when I saw the IQAI, is I smelled it. And it smelled great. Trey Willis, thank you for the follow. Katarina, in the market for a new ball as a lefty. That's a loaded question. There are a lot of really good lefty balls. IQ Tour, Scorpion Low Flare, Envy Tour are all really good starting options. Let's see. John San Diego. For Nationals, 3-ball Arsenal. My phone has not stopped going off. Wow. 3-ball Arsenal, Physics Blackout, New Blue, and a T-Zone. Would you use the New Blue to double as a spare ball, then buy something else? If you can, that is going to be a choice that you make. I would recommend attempting a practice session where you use the New Blue. And if it doesn't work, if you're less accurate, bring the spare ball. It sounds like spares are going to be a key this year because the group I was talking about earlier has the greatest Nationals bowler of all time in Matt McNeil with it. Matt ended up shooting like an 1800, so basically averaging 200, and he shot 840 last time he bowled in Baton Rouge. So if he's doing that, I would be ready to use a spare ball a lot. Ready to use a spare ball because the group that went out there is phenomenal. Some of the best bowlers out there. And then I would recommend sticking with the spare ball if the New Blue just doesn't work very well for spares. Alex, thanks for answering my question. Absolutely. You are welcome. Hey, John St. Andrea, what's going on? Hello. Joe, Phase 2 and OG Hyro 2-ball Arsenal. It's a good 1-2 combo. Really good 1-2 combo. Hey, Maribeth is here. What's going on, Maribeth? Black Star Piece, do you think 5x5x5 is good for the level? It's going to be weaker. It's going to be a weaker ball then because the pin distance is so long, but it should still be pretty okay. I think it'll still be good. You'll just have to, you might be able to play a little bit further left with it. And Corio Plumber, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Bowling Brian jumped in a little late, wondering if you think the Zen 25 and Road Warrior would fit in the same bag. Yes, 100% they would. They would 100% fit in the same bag. Michael, I love watching Luke, especially as a lefty. Yeah, Luke is the reason I started getting into bowling content by far. He is by far and away the most analytical and the best bowling ball reviewer out there. He is very, very honest with a lot of his stuff. Touch 'em too. Nope, Tommy, thank you for the follow. I just saw what you were doing with your name there. What ball could replace the Quantum Evo hybrid from Corey? Pure Envy. Definitely the Pure Envy from Hammer. John Ego, Virtue Bowling Supply has non-staffers 2-style ball reviews. I find their reviews helpful. Let me check who they are. Virtue Bowling Supply. There is their YouTube. There's their YouTube. Have I watched these guys before? The answer is probably. Let me see. They did something kind of weird though. I love those guys are really cool. They do some cool reviews. The problem is they compare some really weird things against each other. Like when they were doing the IQ AI, they compared it to the 3D Assault Offset or the 3D Offset Assault. And those balls are night and day different. So that one was a little bit weird, but otherwise they seem like they're really good. Bowling Brian, love the smell of the IQ Solid. A lot of the bowling balls from Storm lately have smelled phenomenal. John St. Andrea, category question for older balls. What category do you put? Okay, so Night Road, medium sharp, Clone, strong sharp, Honey Badger, ruddy. Honey Badgers are usually strong sharp. Electrify Go is weak sharp. And spare and plastic balls, I don't have in a category. I use that to replace usually the weak and smooth slot or the weak and sharp slot. Alex or Coach or LaRocha, how is the special effect different than the effect tour? So the special effect is going to be a shiny solid, and it has the actual effect core. The effect tour doesn't actually have the effect core in it. It has a different core in general. So the effect tour is barely an effect ball at the end of the day. Whereas the special effect is actually just a solid version of the original hammer effect, but with a shiny cover. So very, very big difference between the two. The effect tour is going to hook earlier and be a lot smoother than the special. I just said the word effect way too much in a sentence. Wow. Ricky, how do you beat carry down? And I need a strong sharp ball, two-handed, 16 mile an hour, 400 revolutions. So beating carry down is sometimes kind of tough. Usually using a stronger, sharper ball is a good play, like an asymmetrical pearl is usually the best way to beat carry down, or something just smoother to be able to get through the oil down lane. And then there's a lot of really good strong and sharp bowling balls out there. Attention Star, Equinox, the new Evoke Hysteria, Black Widow Mania. There's a Torpedo from Radical that looks pretty okay. So a lot of good options. All right, let's catch back up over on TikTok. Katarina, in the market for a new ball as a lefty, we hit. I currently have an Idol. Then I would recommend, if you're replacing the Idol, I would recommend an NV Tour or a Sublime Focus. If you're not replacing the Idol, go with like an IQ Tour. Matthew, any gaps or ball wrecks? Not going to read all of them quick, but I would go... Actually, you have every category covered, Matthew. The Night Road is getting a little bit old, so I'd worry about that. Loki, how do you clean a chamois? I use warm water. Dishwash soap. That is correct. If you ever want to clean your ZVL bowling chamois, which you can get today at dhlab3d.com, otherwise link is in the description, $20 plus $4 shipping, and you are good to go with the greatest chamois on the market today. I've not heard a negative review about it. And that's probably because I don't pay people anything, actually. I don't make anything on these chamois, but I would really like it if you guys bought them, because then I can come out with more colorways. So there's a couple left. Go buy some. Yes, what I do is I get like a plastic bin, and I put a bunch of warm water in it. I put dish soap in it. I leave the chamois in there for a little bit until the water gets dark and gross. Dump out the water, do it again until the water doesn't get gross. That's my way. JST. Hey, Zach, what's going on, JST? JST Andrea. What is up? I'm probably butchering your name completely. Apologies. And I see Pancake Syrup. What's going on? Dono Bot. Hi, ZVL. Hey, Dono Bot. Are you going to try to throw a link in my chat, or are you actually good? Let's see. JST, the ZVL chamois is the best one in my bag, and I have several. Hey, thank you for buying one. Appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. And Pancake Syrup, what should I get for heavy oil? Storm, Phase AI, or the new special? Heavy oil, I'd go with the special effect. Go with the special effect over the AI. The AI doesn't like oil all that much. It's more of a transition or a burn ball. Let's see. And, oh, sorry about that, Pancake Syrup. I saw you just post something on YouTube also. This is John St. Andrea. I came over from YouTube. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. Ace, thanks for the information. I have an Evoke and was thinking of getting the Evoke Hysteria Crimson. If you like the Evoke, go with the Hysteria. If you don't like the Evoke that much, go with the Crimson. Gonna be my rec. Let's see. Let's catch it back up. JJ, the Ion Max is such a great ball. Use it for the first time in League. 3 through a 740. Nice. That is awesome. Really huge set. Cody 1 Kenobi. I love that name. I might have accidentally bought another ball today. Oh, I hate when that happens. Yeah, your finger just slips over the buy button. It's crazy how that works. It happens to me all the time. Way too much, especially if Amazon is up. Ugh. Then I black out and I buy $200 worth of stuff. Robertson David, thoughts on the special effect? The special effect looks interesting. It's a weird mixture. It kind of reminds me of a physics blackout where it's like, it's not really a strong and smooth ball, but it's not really a strong and sharp ball. So if you really like the effect, I think this is a ball that's going to be really good for you. I hope this ball is going to be good dull, though. I really hope it's going to be a good dull option because it does come out shiny, so I'm worried it'll be a little too close to the effect, just a little bit smoother. So if you dull it, it might be a really good 1-2 combo. Might be a phenomenal 1-2 combo. Nick, do you think the Road Warrior fits around a High Road Pearl? I think they're going to be very, very close together. They will be different. The Road Warrior is going to be earlier and a little bit sharper than the old High Road Pearl, but they will be a little close. Let's see. Trey Willis, what's a good bowling ball? I play more on the right side. I have an Ebonite Fireball. Let's see. What's a good weaker? The Tropical Surge Solid is pretty okay. The Raw Hammer Solid is going to be a little different. I'd go with a weak and smooth ball. IQ Tour might be good from further right. Especially if you like the Fireball, those might be good options. A Spencer, I just found out that I'm a full roller. I need to change my thumb hole offset to how I bowl. Can't wait till it's all done so I can test it all. Yeah, that is one of the tougher things to do. Also, JST, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate that. But yeah, knowing if you're full roller is a really good thing to know. Absolutely. Give me a hammer special effect. Hey, Rev's on the left. What's going on? Yeah, you'd love a special effect probably. Alex, for a house shot, how strong of a ball do you typically start with? I usually start with a smooth ball, something a little more dull, like Effect Tour, Jackal Onyx, or a Phase 2 are my go-to starting balls. And then if they hook too early, like they're leaving flat corner pins, or I have to move too far left, then I switch over to a shiny option, usually an asymmetrical shiny option. All right, let's jump back over to TikTok. One bearded mech. Need a ball that won't overhook in the third game. You're going to want to go with a weaker sharp ball. There's a lot of those. Weaker symmetrical pearl will be the play. Jay Whaley, my Equinox does not handle carry down well. That is what I've noticed with the Equinox. It likes fresh oil more than transition. LHW, should I get the phase AI or the special effect? It really depends what you're going for, LHW. So if you want a bowling ball that's going to hook, that's going to be more good, better for the fresh, you might want to go with a special effect. If you want a transition ball, go with the AI. Two-handed bowler, what's up? Just finished my track meet. Nice. How'd it go? Jay Whaley, I need a suggestion for a 3-ball league arsenal for a bowler that is rev dominant, low speed. There's a lot of 3-ball arsenals that we can make out of that. Your rev dominant, I would start with like with a weak and smooth ball, like an IQ Tour, like a Tropical Surge Solid, Hustle X-Ray, Arctic Vibe, something like that to kick off. Let's see. Let's get back over here. Jeffrey, I want to see someone do a real comparison. GB5 and 4 Pearl. I'm thinking same ball, new tag. It is. So I did a little bit of digging. Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to see that for a while at least. I did check the GB4 Pearl is 3 years old. So it looks like the GB5 Pearl. I'm assuming it's going to have the same differences as what the GB4 and the GB5 did. So like my GB4 and 5, I have the GB5 hooking a bunch earlier and being smoother. So I'm assuming the same is going to be there for the GB5 Pearl. However, the GB5 Pearl has HK22, which might change things a little bit. So I 100% agree. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that that comparison. I just am worried we're never going to get it. Johnny, what should I do with my old arsenal so I can buy newer ones? Johnny, the best thing to do with that is to try to sell them to either to somebody or sell them online. eBay can be your best friend. Otherwise, online Facebook selling groups can be your best friend. Ricky, what's a great burn ball? Ivory Rhino is really good right now. Road Warrior is phenomenal. Max Throw Pearl has been good for a while. Those are probably the top 3. Let's see, James D. I see where this question is going. Did you see the house bowling video where a bunch of the pros did a challenge where they used the direct hit? Yes, I did. The biggest thing I got out of that video was all of these guys have a 500 rev rate, except for Don Barrett and Nick Pate. And they're in like the 420 to 450s. So I wouldn't expect the ball to do that at home. And they're also at Reno where the lanes are super clean and crisp. So balls are going to be sharper than you'd expect. So I don't think it was a really good advertisement for the ball because it's going to make it sell really, really well. But I don't see it. I don't see it being that angular for a lot of other, or that strong for a lot of other people out there. I just can't see it. Casper, I can't order any of the new releases due to the tariff situation. Oh no, yeah. I was worried with what that would do to the bowling industry. I think I was trying to watch Perception versus Reality from a couple of the Brunswick guys today, and I think they ignored that question of what the tariffs would do because I'm very, very curious if that's going to bump prices up because Brunswick balls are poured in Mexico and Storm Tropicals and ices and all their plastic balls are also poured overseas. And swag balls are also poured in South Korea, which was supposed to get a tariff. So I'm curious if that's going to affect the prices at all, or even the supply in general, too, like you mentioned. Gandhi, I would like to go for a reactive ball and urethane. The breakpoint be the same. It depends on the pattern. It really does depend on the pattern for that. Answer could be yes. Let's see. A Spencer, I forgot to tell you I ordered my Venom Shock. Hey, awesome. Glad to hear that. JST, how do you stream to multiple systems simultaneously? Is there a software or do you have multiple devices? So actually, yeah, I'm on 3 platforms right now. 2 of them I'm on through Restream. So for anybody who knows like the insides of streaming, I use a software called OBS Studio to have all my setup. So you guys can see like words up here. Sorry, TikTok, you're not seeing that. On YouTube, there's words up here. I have chat over here. I have all the screen. So that's a software that I use. And then there's another application that helps me push that signal out to multiple platforms. So I have that pushing to 2 platforms, but then on TikTok, they actually have their own software that I use where I actually just mirror my camera and have that running at the same time. So that's how I have all 3 going. Super janky process, but it works for now. Emphasis on for now. Bryce Irwin, Dark Side versus Troublemaker Pearl. The Dark Side is going to be weaker. It's going to be a couple steps weaker and then probably a similar down lane reaction. Jay Whaley, let's see. They are not good at moving in best ball for them. Now is the Black Hammer Urethane. They're not good at moving in. Best ball for them is the Black 4. Who was that for, Jay Whaley? What was your last comment was they need a suggestion for a 3-ball bag. Yeah, so, oh, I see, for a urethane one. Yeah, so for urethanes, you don't want to move in much. Absolutely. I did see Dawn. The Discord link from the link tree doesn't seem to allow me to join. So I've had that from random people, and I don't know why. Because for me, it works. Like, the link works perfectly, which is so weird. And then it opens up the Discord. So I have no idea. Don, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to go out to Discord. Let's see. We're going to grab that, edit invite link. We're going to go generate a new link. Okay, we're going to put this out. Oh my God. What? I did. I pressed the copy button. Oh no, I'm dumb. Copy. And it doesn't work. Cool. Man, I hope I didn't break anything. All right, I'm trying to grab the link. We have a Discord. Does it work now? Let's open our notepad. No, it doesn't. Why is it not copying correctly? Don, I'll have to figure that out in just a second. It should be working, which is weird, but I don't know why it doesn't. It's Discord is weird with its invite links. Oh, it might be because I'm on streamer mode. That would make sense. That would 100% make sense that it's on streamer mode. Let's see. Let's try this. Copy link. Let's try that. Try that one out. See if that works. All right, let me get back to chat. Sorry about that. Trying to get this all to work. Oh man, we are way behind on this. We are so behind. Okay, there we go. Bowling Brian, would you recommend using a weaker layout in the Road Warrior a little farther down from the 25? I would, absolutely. Yofo, Virtue Bowling guys are unbiased. Oh, that's good. That's great to hear. That is awesome. Yeah, they just had some weird comparisons when I was watching them, which was a little unfortunate, but you can tell they are very unbiased. They don't just completely love one ball, one company, anything like that. It's a little tougher to find. I think they got the IQ AI though. So they're getting their bowling balls early, which is awesome. So good for them. That makes it a lot better. Let's hit a couple of the TikTok chats quick. Discord, hopefully it works. Don, let me know if the Discord link worked. Also, we're at like 230 people right now on Discord, which was wild to me. I didn't think that many people would join the Discord, but it's great. There's a lot of good things on there. I actually have to answer to a few things from the Open Championship chat. We have Charles Scott. What should I add? I have a Coral Venom and an Absolute Power. Those two are kind of close together. You probably should have a shiny ball in there somewhere. You have Motive and Storm. If you want to stay Storm, try out a Zen 25 or a Road Warrior. If you want to stay Motive, the Primal Rage has been really good for a lot of people. All right, let's keep going. Who do we have? Yofo, we hit Jeffrey Kidwell. You use all the GB balls. I have not yet convinced to buy the GB5 curl. Really? Why is that, Jeffrey? Why don't you want to buy that one? I'm kind of curious. Because it does look, I haven't seen much about it. It looks like a game breaker. There isn't really anything special about it. It's just, here's the game breaker with a basic pearl cover stock. So kind of curious why you don't want to get it. What's pushed you away? Pancake Syrup. I love the name. Should I get the phase AI or the special effect? Yeah, Pancake, I think we hit this one already. It kind of depends what you want it for. The special effect is going to be more for the start. The phase AI is a little more transition for most people. Garrett, how would you compare the Hazmat Solid to the new Hammerhead? I'm hoping the Hammerhead is weaker. I haven't seen anybody compare the Hammerhead to the Hazmat Solid yet. I don't know why. I thought that would be the first comparison, but nothing. So hopefully we see a comparison soon, but I'd assume the Hammerhead should be lower, should be weaker and sharper than that Hazmat Solid. All right, let's get back to TikTok. We are live on 3 platforms, by the way, on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So if I miss your comment or I'm answering comments that you're not seeing, it's because I'm talking to people on a different platform or answering questions from a different platform. We're at about 100-ish people hanging out on all the chats right now. So apologies if I miss yours. If I do, just make sure to double up on the comment, put it down again. Don't spam or anything, but make sure to enter it again, and then I'll make sure to get to it. So user asks, is the Zen 25 good to pair with a Sublime? Yes, there'll be a few similarities, but I think they'll be different enough that it'll be okay. If you like medium and sharp bowling balls, it's a good play. Bacon, what do you pair with a Black Widow urethane? Kind of a balanced bowler. Urethanes are kind of hard to pair something with. I would recommend trying a Purple Hammer, though. It's the best urethane ball in the market, and it should pair well with a Black Widow urethane. And my chat reset. Love to see it, folks. I don't have a super high rev rate, but my Black Widow Mania is good on house oil. Awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, the Mania is strong. It is very strong. Johan, hope all is well. Hey, nice to see you, man. Good to see you. Moose, what would be the comparison between the Evoke Hysteria and the GB5 Pearl? The Evoke Hysteria is going to be a lot earlier and smoother than the GB5 Pearl. Gabe 2 Trash. What's the best pearl ball out right now? If I had to pick one, Black Widow Mania is good. Attention Star is still goated. Zen 25 is really good. Primal Rage is pretty good. The Evoke Hysteria looks like it's going to be pretty decent. There's a lot. Road Warrior is awesome. There's a lot of really good Pearl Balls right now. Trey, what's a 3-ball arsenal for a beginner? Trey, I would recommend checking out one of my YouTube videos on building a 3-ball arsenal. That'll help you out a little bit and help you pick out what you need. Justin, do you think the torpedo direct hit is a good transition piece? No. No, it's going to be a burn piece. 100% it's going to be a super late in the day burn ball. Yeah, it's not going to be good for transition at all. I do see Don talking to Johnny. Perfect. Kings. Is the new Evoke Hysteria similar to the Physics Blackout, or can both be in a bag? Both can definitely be in a bag. There isn't much similarity between the two. There'll be a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Jacob Henschel, do you prefer one brand over the others? I have really liked the last few pieces from Motive, honestly. I think Motive has done a fantastic job in the last couple of weeks, or last couple of months. I think the Storm brands have done well too. Brunswick had a couple good releases, but unfortunately, it's very tough for them because they release so many bowling balls at the same time. So a lot of them just flat out get ignored. Like, I don't see that Radical Torpedo doing very well. Just in all honesty, you would rather get a Vaporize or you would rather get a Black Widow Mania. Like, just simple as that. Which is unfortunate because that torpedo might be really good. I'm not really sure. No one might ever see it that often, which is disappointing. Jakey C, High Road with Power Edge is killer. Absolutely. Johan, just use my new NV Tour. It hooks a lot. So it's going to hook a lot for like 5 games, and then it'll start calming down a little bit more. Dawn Effect Hybrid, side effect. That would have been a good play on words. Don, why are you not hired on the marketing team? Although the hammer side effect, actually, that doesn't sound bad, honestly. Special effect is cool, but I like side effect a lot. That's a really clever name. I like that. I got to hit this quick. Okay. We hit that one. Gandhi, can we find out the lane is transitioned or burned up based on flare rings? Not really. It's kind of based on your eyes and what your ball does to be able to tell that. Enoch, my league average went up by 10 pins after I bought the ZVL chamois. That's crazy. Whoa, mine went up by 15. That's wild. Guys, make sure to get a ZVL chamois and you're going to have your league average bumped up. DHLab3D.com. That's crazy. I did not pay Enoch to say that. Although $50 may be coming Enoch's way. God, yeah, it does boost your average by a lot. What comes out of the bag first tonight? Ooh, good question. I don't really know, Keon. Solid ball. Symmetrical solid. Oh, Don, Donobot is your name. Oh, I thought it was like donation bot, Don. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, my bad, Don. I 100% thought that meant like donation bot. My bad. That's hilarious. Johnny A. Don, my pro shop is 3 hours away. Yeesh, that's terrible. Ricky, what's the best strong sharp ball for tournaments? A lot of them. Evoke Hysteria is good. The ones I mentioned earlier, they're all still good for tournaments too. All right, let's catch up over here. Jared, what's going on? Pins in progress. When I throw 17 plus miles an hour, no hook. But when I throw 15, I can get some. That is just probably matching your rev rate and your speed. So if you throw it too fast, your ball's not going to hook. If you throw it too slow, your ball's going to hook too much. So there is a middle ground with finding where a bowling ball hooks. And then if it doesn't hook, you might have to get a stronger bowling ball. Or if it hooks too much, you have to get a weaker bowling ball. Tristan Gore, Track Stealth Hybrid is a really good ball. Very, very good smooth piece. Jordan, what would be a good 3-ball arsenal for a new 2-hander? Jordan, I'd recommend checking out my YouTube. There's an arsenal guide for best 3-ball arsenal. That should be able to help you out. Justin, is the dark side a good game 2 3-ball? Yes, that is when it's going to be best. It's not going to be great for the fresh. Tyler Cooper, Venom Shock. What we think? High school 2-hand? Venom Shock is the GOAT. It is awesome. Definitely recommend grabbing a Venom Shock. Keon, what comes out of the bag first? Widow 2.0, Iron Forge, or a clone? Synthetic wood and low to medium. I think the clone is going to be your best friend if there's low to medium oil. I think the Black Widow should be first, but I think the clone is going to be your best ball. Yofo, what's the best ball? What's the ball of the year so far? Let me see what's come out. Is the Jackal Onyx ball of the year right now? Zen 25 is up there. I would say it's between the Jackal Onyx and the Zen 25 right now as ball of the year. I think those are the top two. Kyle Miller, I've got a Hazmat Solid and a Coil. You need a weaker ball. Ocean Vibe's a good option. AI is a good option. GB5 is also a good option. GB5 Pearl. So all three are really good. They're going to do different things. The weakest ball on the list is the Ocean Vibe. The strongest is the GB5 Pearl. They're all still weaker than the DNA Coil, though. Jaybird, I'm planning to go up to 15 from 14. Oh boy. What's an ideal Brunswick 6-ball arsenal for a no-thumb one-hand match roller? That's a lot of options in there. I would just look through all of the bowling balls that are currently out and where I've categorized them, and then put things in different slots. There's a lot of good ones out there. Black Widow Mania, Vaporize, Mesmerize, Criterion, Black Widow 3.0, Special Effect looks okay. If you want one of the new balls, GB5, Hazmat Solid, Scorpion Low Flare. There are currently 60 options for you from Brunswick. So we could probably spend 3 hours talking about potential 6-ball arsenals. Rick's Gore, when's the next ranking arsenals? It is going to be coming out early next week, so I just need to get the video ready. I recorded over an hour of arsenals, so I'll be cutting that down to about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I'll make another video after that one because I have like 30 more arsenals to go through. DRG, thoughts on the new breast cancer ball? A little spendy, but I like a weak cover strong ASIM. Did they announce it? I didn't think Storm announced their breast cancer ball. I don't think they did, DRG. What is it? I think that's only getting announced this coming Friday. So you have information that we don't. Hey, Check is back. What's going on, Check? All right, let's catch up over here. Nick Leslie, your favorite ball right now? Phase 2. Nah, it's probably Effect Tour. Right now is Effect Tour. The Phase 2, every time I throw it again, I realize how good it is. It's so dumb. Like last week at League, I didn't bowl well. I shot like 640, but I missed 3 easy spares because I was trying to use reactive at spares to practice for the weekend. But like, the reaction is so good. It's just so good. GB5 Pearl compared to a Teal Rhino. GB5 Pearl will be a little bit earlier and a lot sharper. Kaylee, one hand, no thumb. Between the Rip and the GB4, I'd start with a Rip. Zach Pierce, what are you missing? DNA Coil, AI, and a gold label. I'd go with a weaker smooth ball, like a Summit Ascent would fit well. Robert Palacios, difference between the new special effect and the original. So the core is actually the same, Gabe. The special effect and the original effect have the identical core. However, the special effect is a shiny solid cover stock, where the original effect is a shiny pearl cover stock. So the new ball, the special effect, is going to hook earlier and be smoother than the OG effect. Pins in progress, you have very low rev rate, so that's why you're probably a little more speed dominant than rev dominant pins. So that's going to cause your ball to hook later. I did see NNNS. High Road Pearl, good to bring for this year's Nationals. It's always good to bring as an emergency ball. I haven't seen enough about Nationals to know for sure yay or nay. Tyler, Venom Shock, what we think? Yep, we hit that one already. All right, let's roll back. Matthew Ninomiya, do you think the Journey was a good ball? I did think it was a good ball. They did discontinue it because it wasn't selling well. So the only reason balls get discontinued is they don't sell well. So bowling balls will stay in production as long as people are buying them. So if people aren't buying them, then they get rid of them and they try something new because it's a company, you need to be able to sell product. And I thought the Journey was good. I thought the Journey was really good. I'm actually trying to find one right now just out of curiosity to have a Belmo ball. It was much better than the Fate. It was good, but people didn't like it much. Kind of disappointing. All right. Don posted a Discord link. Don, maybe I'll try to join the Discord after this stream. Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Jake Brace, just grab the outer limit solid. Really like the way it rolled. I could control it on the right and open the lane up pretty well. Not sure if it's as strong as people say it should be. From what I've heard, the ball starts out super strong for a couple games, and then it weakens up to like a strong, medium, smooth ball. Enoch, the Discord does not require approval. Discord is just stupid. Discord is just being really, really dumb and isn't letting people join at random points, which is so odd. I did see a handful of people have joined since the stream started, so welcome Swervy, Ricardo, and Big KRB since the stream started. So welcome. But I'm gonna keep playing with it. So stay tuned. Make sure to check out my link every now and then, and I'll probably have to change that link up a little bit to get it to work. Foggy, you think it would make sense to have an NV Tour Solid and RST Hyperdrive? Yeah, absolutely it can. They're going to have very different reactions. The Hyperdrive will be sharper, will be more angular down lane. Let's see. Gandhi, what do you think of the RST Hyperdrive? I think the RST Hyperdrive is really, really good. I saw it go down the lane a lot this past weekend, and it is just a later version of the Ion Max and the Gem. It is just a little bit later, a little bit sharper. So if you're rev dominant and you don't want the strongest balls in the world, I'd go with a Hyperdrive. It is pretty decent. Robert over on TikTok, have you ever ordered a mystery ball from Bowler's Mart? I'm tempted to make a video about one. Like order one, unpack it, see what it is, go put holes in it and see how it rolls. I'm very, very curious to do it. It's only $100, so kind of worth it. Let's see. CJM, I love my NV Pearl. It has been discontinued. What ball could you fill that slot? That's the problem is there isn't much to fill that slot right now. The NV Tour Pearl is kind of unique in that way. A Theorem Pearl might not be bad. It's not going to be great, but it might not be bad. That would probably be the closest ball I could think of. All right, let's see. Where are we at here? Philip, have you ever heard of Rhinoplasty? If it was Rhino Page, yes. Nick Leslie, what would you compare the Dark Side to? Probably the IQ AI. I think those two are going to be fairly close together. Things that are currently on the market, there really isn't much there. Maybe like a smoother Hammer Inger would be my best recommendation, is what it looks like. Jackson Prine, what is your opinion on the EJ Venom? The EJ Venom was really good. It was a limited edition ball, super strong cover, really weak core. A lot of people liked it because you could keep it in front of you. So very good in that way. Gabe Two Trash, how do you feel about the World Series of Bowling? I adore the World Series of Bowling. I think it's one of the coolest events of the year. I've been watching as much as I can. Scorpion is hard. I don't remember what today's pattern was. Oh no, today's was also Scorpion, I think. So it is very, very cool to watch the World Series. If you guys haven't, I highly recommend it. It's very fun to watch that many amazing bowlers in one tournament. All right, let's hit Foggy quick. We are 11 minutes behind on chat. Sheesh. When I first got the phase 2, it was too strong and I put it away. A bit later, I fixed my form and now it's controllable and strikes everywhere. Yeah, the phase 2 is the perfect example of when you first drill it, it acts like it's the strongest ball on the planet. And then after like 10 games, it calms down and is actually pretty decent. Fat Shady, do you think the new IQ complements the original? Oh, 100%. I 100% think that's a good 1-2 combo. Yofo, when I first started, I bought the latest and greatest till I realized the companies release so many and they go on sale so quickly. Now I'll just wait to buy the best on sale. That's a good idea, honestly. I would not buy every single ball that comes out at all. Do not do that. It's way too hard on the bank. There's too many bowling balls released. There's about 80 to 100 released it per year. So it's a lot. I think it was last year, 58 balls were released by Brunswick. 28 by Storm, and then like 18 by Motive or something like that. I'd actually made a video on it. I have the stats somewhere here. Let's see. Where did I put it? Oh, I think I have it on one of my... I have it somewhere else. Let me grab it quick because I'm a nerd when it comes to numbers. So I like to have those kind of things. Here we go. Bowling sheet. Move that. We are at 50 came out from Brunswick, 23 from Storm, and 11 from Motive last year. My bad. Don Obot was my high school nickname. Yeah, unfortunately in 2020s, it sounds like you're a bot that's just trying to sell stuff. Jake Brace, you've got a Really good arsenal of Pure Envy, Effect, Outer Limits, Black Widow Toxin, New Blue. You have a lot of ASIMs and a really weak symmetricals. You might need a middle-of-the-road symmetrical ball. Scorpion Low Flare, Scorpion Strike, Hazmat Solid, things like that. Bowling Brian, Road Warrior versus the OG High Road. I would go Road Warrior. It does what that bottom of the bag is supposed to do. It gets down lane further, and it's a lot sharper. Levi Sharp, first time watching. Hey, welcome, Levi. I have a Black Widow Mania and an Ice Storm and a Nuclear Cell that I get this Saturday from the Youth League, but I have several other bowling balls. Hey, that is awesome. That is a really good start to an arsenal. Love to see that. S. Strayhow, I have an Outer Limit Solid, Outer Limit Pearl, and an Arctic. What should I be looking for next? I'd go for a ball in between them all, so like a Scorpion Strike or a GB5 Pearl or even a Theorem Pearl. Let's see. Bowling Brian, how many balls do you take to league? I always go with 4. 3 to 4 is usually my goal. If I really wanted to score, I would bring 5, but I usually go 3 to 4. And how do you decide which ones to bring each week? So kind of just curiosity. Hey, Kaylee, thank you so much for the heart me. I kind of just look at my arsenal like, all right, I want 1 stronger smooth ball, 1 weaker smooth ball, and 1 stronger pearl ball because I don't throw weaker pearl balls in my league that much. I can just throw it harder and do what I want it to do. So that's kind of how I decide is just I have like my strong smooth bowling ball. So like Jackal Onyx, Effect Tour, Phase 2, Optimum Idol. I'm bringing a Reality this week, OG Reality. We're going to try that out. So I have a lot of balls in that category. And then I bring some weaker smooth stuff. Scorpion Low Flare is usually the go-to. Otherwise, like my shiny GB5. What else have I brought in the past? I've brought my Web Pearl. I've brought a... What else? I don't know. That's really about all. Those are kind of the big ones. And then some kind of strong shiny ball. Levi trying to get rid of and start fresh because I bought bowling balls not knowing how to throw them. That's A-okay. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel to help you out with that. Yofar, are you planning to do an Arsenal video for lefties? Yes, I have it on my list. I just haven't had time to actually record it because there is a lot of bowling content that I'm making. So much. So many bowling ball content things. DRG, lock core with AI and R2S cover with Power Edge was announced. Oh, that's interesting. It's just a lock. Huh. I didn't hear about that. That's awesome. That is super cool. Let's see. Where are we at? Chris Marks, what are your thoughts on the hammer special effect? The special effect looks interesting. I don't really have an opinion on it yet because I haven't seen anybody throw it that has compared it to other things. I've seen it go down the lane probably 30 times at this point, but I don't really get a good read on it. It looks like it's just a smoother and earlier version of the original effect is all I'm seeing it as. That is exactly what it is. It's sharper and weaker than a Black Widow, but it's smoother and earlier than the original effect. Kaylee, Storm Surge, Hustle Rip, GB4. What ball should I add? I would go with the Hustle Rip. I think the Hustle Rip is good since you said you're no thumb. Nick Leslie, would you team the dark side with the Heckler? There'll be a lot of gap in between those two balls, but yes, they can pair well together. And Sean Lee, is the Rockstar a good ball to bridge the gap between a gem and a Black Venom? Yes, Rockstar, Phase 2, Sublime Focus, things like that. All right, let's catch back up over here. Levi, is there a 3-ball arsenal you can recommend? I have a spare ball, so just 3 really solid bowling balls. One hand righty. Levi, I do have a 3-ball arsenal guide out on my YouTube channel. I'd recommend checking that out. Gandhi, what do you think of CTD 6500 grit hand polish? That reacts just like if you put polish on it. Very, very similar. There isn't too much of a difference. Once you get to like 4, 5, 6,000 grit, they're pretty similar. Dondrick, do you match up the gas mask's core? I never really have. The 2.0 hybrid was just decent to me. I think the theorem blows it out of the water. Do you match up the gas mask's core? I honestly have not. So fun story. I had a Black Widow 2.0 that I bought, kind of a weaker pin on it, and I never liked it. Never threw it well, so I just gave it to one of the guys I bowl league with. Drilled it, exact same layout for him. And that thing goes sideways for him at the end of the pattern. It goes absolutely sideways. He's slower speed. He spins it a lot, really high axis rotation, but oh my God, that ball goes sideways. It gets super far down lane, then just turns on its left blinker. It's crazy how sharp it is. And I have a Black Widow 3.0, and it rolls okay for me, but it's laid out really weird. It's like a 5-inch pin and a really high VAL angle, so it just doesn't roll the best for me. So I've never really matched up to the Gas Mask core yet, but I have a Pink Widow urethane I'm excited to drill out. Garrett, thoughts on the 3D offset assault? A lot of people are asking me to buy that ball. It sounds really good. It is, I think, going to get slept on, but it looks really good as like a strong smooth ball right now. Hey, Whiskey, what's going on? What do you consider the strongest symmetrical solid available today? Sublime Focus, GB5, and then Sub-Zero Forge. Sub-Zero Forge is the other. Jaybird, do you see a lot of radical balls on the lanes? No, I don't. My area is like 70% Storm Bowling balls, 20% Brunswick, and then 10% Motive. In like, honestly, Minnesota in general, there's a lot more Storm stuff than anything else. And so I don't see much radical stuff. Very, very rarely I see radical stuff go down the lane. Timothy Pope, how different do you believe the original effect is compared to the special? I'm trying to determine if it's worth it. Yeah, so the special is going to be earlier and smoother. Not a crazy difference, though. Scott, Lethal Venom, Scorpion Low Flare to close out the same bag. Yeah, I think that would work really well. All right, we are almost caught up over there. Let's see. Brian, counterattack upgrade. There really isn't one right now. I would say one of the hustles from Rotogrip is the best you're going to get. Brunswick has no good weak and smooth options outside of the Arctic vibe. That's the best they have right now. Bradley Woodman, what do you think I should put on my effect tour? I like 2000 grit personally. 2000 grit is my favorite on it. Chris, I have the 3.0 and the effect. Awesome. That's a good combo. Brian Ferger, Torpedo Direct Hit or the KR Rise? It depends what you're going for. I think the KR Rise is going to not hook that much. I think it's going to be like a Hammer Raw, whereas that Torpedo Direct Hit looks like it wants to hook a little more because the core is so strong, but it still won't hook a crazy amount. Oh, sorry for the second message. No, don't worry about it. Andrew, should I get a new Venom Shock to replace my old Shock or get a new RST? I always like having a Venom Shock in the bag, personally. I think that's really good. What else? Cody, Equinox Level and Idle Cosmos right now. That's a good bag. Alex Birmingham, what does tucking your pinky do? Tucking your pinky on your throw will add axis rotation. It'll make you spin the ball a little bit more. That'll make the ball hook later down lane and be sharper. That's what it'll do. I think we'll use this quick moment. Henry, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Make sure to follow if you haven't, just like Henry over on TikTok. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. There's a lot of you out there. I'd really appreciate it. We're on the hunt for 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're one of the fastest growing YouTube channels in terms of bowling content. So thank you all out there who are doing that. Otherwise, make sure to follow on TikTok. It helps me out a ton, and then you'll get notified when we have awesome videos going out. Bradley and Scott, thank you for the follows over on TikTok. Really appreciate it. And then thank you everybody who's followed over on YouTube so far. But let's keep going. We have a little bit of time left, so we'll hit a couple more comments, and we have a couple good questions here. Gandhi's I want to hit on YouTube in just a second. I'm really excited for that one. Let's see. Bradley, what ball would you pick to get the next, or what ball would you pick to get next? The New Zen or the Harsh Pearl? New Zen. New Zen is a little bit better. Bearded Charmer, what are your thoughts on the old purple hammer? They hook so much. The old purple hammers are a different breed of bowling ball, especially the originals. They're just special. They are very special because they're so soft. They are insanely soft. Apologies to any purple hammer fans, but oh my God, are the old purple hammers so soft and they hook so much. They are crazy. If you can use them and you're good with them, you can do so well with urethane. Let's see. Let's hit this beautiful comment quick. Gandhi, the worst ball of 2025. Ooh, let's see. Let's have some fun with this one. So I need to look back at what Brunswick dropped in 2025 so far. I forgot what was in their original batch. I'm just gonna click on one of my things. Let me just scroll back just a wee little bit and see what they dropped. They had the, let's see, it was before this. They had the Hypnotize, the Stealth Mode, the Piranha Power Core, the Criterion, and another ball that is not on here anymore. Otherwise, that's all they've released this year so far. Storm had the Level and the Zen and the Rockstar and the Equinox. And Motive has had awesome ones. Motive has not had the worst ball this year. The Level is really good for a lot of people. I think out of all of them, this is going to be tough. It's very early to say. It's very early to say this, so this could change. I would say the worst ball of 2025 so far is that Piranha Power Core Pearl. I think the Piranha Pearl is just not, it was so mismarketed. The ball might be good. I just have no idea. I never see it. Hell, Columbia 300 is still putting videos out of the Ricochet Pearl. Like, they just had a video of the Ricochet Pearl come out. I don't know why, but they popped a video out of the Ricochet Pearl, like a 20-minute video. No one cares about that ball anymore. It's already on sale everywhere. Like, it's so weird. I think that Piranha, it might be a good ball, but right now it's just so mismarketed that I have negative feelings towards it, and I've never even thrown the ball. I've barely seen it go down the lane. So that's what I would say right now. Levi Sharp, I appreciate all the help. You are welcome, man. You are very welcome. Trying to cut down to only a 6-ball arsenal. All right, perfect, Levi. Voggy, what would you want to have? Pin up or pin down? I like pin up. I'm a big pin up guy. I don't think you need many pin down balls. Hey, Ian, what's going on over on TikTok? Gandhi, what do you think National Bowling Academy bowling lessons are outdated? I don't believe so. Actually, the guy who ran a lot of those, Scott Pohl, his pro shop is about like 45 minutes away from me, and Scott's a good dude. Very interesting guy, but a good dude overall. So he made some really good videos that are still fairly in date. They're not perfect by any means, but they're good beginner level classes to take. Not classes, they're just videos. So I'd recommend checking out those if you're very new to the sport. Janelle, hey, the only pearls that I have that I enjoy is the Road Warrior, and I have a gem with Power Edge that I love. I just ordered an IQ AI. Is there any other pearls you recommend? Zen 25 could work. Actually, an Attention Star would probably be a really good option pairing with all of that. I think that would work really well. Don, tucking my pinky just hurts. That's the problem too. Like for me, I cannot, I have to have my pinky tucked just with how my hand is. My hand doesn't have much flexibility. Like my thumb can't reach my pinky. So it really changes how I have to drill a ball. So then I have to put a little more pressure on this side of my palm. And that causes me to have to tuck my pinky. So it's just what's common for me now, but I 100% get that. Enoch, gonna be the red ball. Oh, wait, it could either be red ball. There's a lot of red bowling balls. No, 2025, Enoch. Sorry, not 24. Piranha Power Core is the worst so far. Yeah, that was kind of expected, unfortunately. Enoch, I expect him to say the Piranha. Yeah. 2 in a row is rough for C300. I will be honest, if I had to pick a worse bowling ball company right now, I would pick Columbia. Sorry, C300. I mean, that's going to force me to probably never get a bowling ball given to me by them. No one has sent me free bowling balls, so that's everybody. But yeah, Columbia is really struggling. I don't think a throwback brand is a good idea. I just don't think it's that good. Timothy Pope, thoughts on the Blackout? I think the Blackout's good. The Blackout's really good. It's just a little bit underused. It's in a unique part of the bag. It goes very forward and has that physics core, which is great, but it's a good ball. Jake Brace, does pin down negate the effect of the core? Pin down does make the ball smoother and weaker as a whole. So yes, a little bit. Hey, Ace Sight is back. And let's keep going. Jacob, maintenance tips for a cover stock, hammer in particular. Always wipe the oil off your bowling ball. That is one tip I have. Always wipe the oil off. There's going to be a lot of people that say, nah, you don't have to wipe it off, but you'd rather have the ball clean and as fresh as possible. So always wipe the oil off. And then cleaners are always a good idea. There is the Creating the Difference cleaner is very good. So clean it off probably every like 10-ish games. You don't have to after every league set, but every 10-ish games you'll be okay. That'll be the best way to keep this cover stock up. And whatever you do, Don't leave the ball in your car when it's cold or hot outside. That'll destroy the bowling ball, cover and core. Chris, I've been throwing the 78U in league lately. Bad thing? If you're scoring, no. If you're not scoring, yes. That's really bowling. If you're scoring with it, it's not bad. If you're not scoring, probably not good. User, Zen 25 and Sublime, too similar. I think they're different enough that you'll be okay. Jordan, thoughts on the Origin? I bowled my first league game and averaged 220. The Origin is one of the best balls to come out in the last like 4 months. I think it's the best, one of the best shiny balls also right now on the market. It's really good. It's very strong though. Jack Nelson, think 900 will release a new reality. Not for a while. I think the next ball that 900 Global will release will be probably a solid Origin, would be my guess. A solid version of the Origin. Because the Origin is selling so well, they're going to want to keep the momentum going with that series. So I could see a solid Origin. Let's see. Ian, can't wait for my 78U. Hey, that makes one of us. You guys can enjoy the 78U. I never will. Not Colby, opinion on the Arctic Vibe. Just got it drilled today. I really like the Arctic Vibe. I think it's a really good weak smooth option, but it is stronger than you expect. So be ready for that. Let's see. Alex, can two-handers tuck their pinky? No, I would not. Well, I mean, you could. It is possible. It might not be the best option. Two-handers, you guys have the luxury where you can really change your wrist to do different things. One-handers, it's a little bit tougher too. So I would recommend doing that instead. Matthew, is Red Ball IQ 78 the worst ball of 2024? I would say so. That or the Lightning Blackout? Well, no. There were a lot of stinkers in 2024. Like, let me grab the list quick. So I have a list of every single bowling ball that came out in 2024, right? Let me just go through the list of some real bad ones. OG Crusher, not great. Let's see. We have Raptor Rush was fine. Not great, not bad. Outer Limits Pearl was good, but just really poorly done. The Zigzag Hybrid was terrible, or Zigzag. Yeah, the Zigzag wasn't great. Violent Collision wasn't great. What else? Rattler Big Bite was unfortunately not good. The what else was bad on here? Ricochet Pearl was doo-doo for a lot of people. I didn't like the Phase AI. A lot of people like it. I personally did not like it much, unfortunately. Did not roll well for me. The Road was hot garbage. The Breakaway, nobody even remembers what that ball was because it was so bad. There were no weak and smooth balls released, really. The Messenger Power Core Pearl was not a weak sharp ball in the slightest. That thing was awful. Absolute cheeks. Endeavor was good. Yeah, I think that was all of them. And then the IQ 78 was in there too because I didn't have urethanes on this list. So there was a lot of stinkers. Franchise, been collecting like crazy. What am I missing? Want to start tournaments by the end of the year. Did you? Oh, there it is. Onyx Coil, Theorem Hybrid, Venom EJ, Lethal, Zen 20. Oh, you have everything. You're good to go, franchise. Thank you as always, you and Chris Fi. Hey, thanks, man. That is great company for me to be in. Ian, best ball of the year. 2024, I had it as a track Theorem. 25, I would say either the Jackal Onyx or the Zen 25 right now are my top two choices. Let's see. Dawn, the IQ 78 is good until folks start leaving the 7.9 and the 8.10. Yes, then it goes into a dumpster very close by. For you, a pin down layout on a strong ASIM makes it more controllable. Yes, it does for me too. So I'm putting lower pins on my ASIMs. Worst of 25 so far, Piranha Pearl. Piranha Power Core Pearl. Ace, my sister's fiance went bowling with us for my birthday. His ball cracked from being in the garbage or being in the garage. Yeah, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be leaving it in the garage. All right, Bowling Brian, would you recommend pin down for speed dominant? Not usually. I think you maybe need one pin down ball, but not many. Enoch, the 78 hate in this channel might be your Roman Empire. It is. It 100% is. Yep. I just don't think that many people need a ball like that when you can just get the pitch black. The pitch black is just better. So like, just go for that. I'm only reporting on what I saw on the IQ78 in person. Hey, I mean, and I'm not the only one. Like Beef and Barnsey, they like to hate on the 78. Luke Rosadol hates on the 78. It's a lot of people hate on it, so I'm not the only one in the industry. But in my recommendation, just get a pitch black. It's better. Let's see. What do you mean strong? Like, so Colby, when I say strong, it means it hooks early. So the ball hooks earlier and doesn't hook later, is what I mean for strong. Ever have forearm soreness from bowling? Yes, user. And that means that you're using either too much grip pressure, so you're trying to grab too much, or you're trying to cup your wrist and use too much muscle. So try to let the ball be free flowing more. Most mid-tier ball of 25, the level. I think the level is the most mid ball of 25 because we don't really know what it does. Like, it's good, but it's good in weird situations. So, like, I would say it's the most mid ball because it's either hot garbage or it's the best ball ever made. NNN, do you think the RG will continue their sell line? Yes, in due time. I don't think right now, but yes. Ian, yet Barnsey has like 3 of them. I think the best comment that Stu made in a podcast from like last week or 2 weeks ago was it was, I've never seen somebody hate the IQ78 more than Chris, but do so well with it, was I think his quote. So Barnsey hates it, but it rolls really well for him. And Barb, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Let's see. Gandhi, how can we find out based on cover type for fresh, transition, and burn? Store gives a view of all the details. Yeah. So in general, if you look at my guides, the balls in the strong category are for the fresh. Strong sharp could be transition, but mainly fresh. Medium smooth can be more of the of fresh and transition. Medium sharp is more transition or burn. The weak category is all transition and burn. That's how I would look at it. Dawn, I love my pitch blacks, my baby. Absolutely. And Kurt, I'm balanced and love my hustle bry. The bry. Pin down, usually my 3rd game ball. That's a perfect spot for that thing. Let's see. My level is just a storm tank. That's pretty much what it was at the end of the day. So for top 3 strong balls, I right now, Jackal Onyx, Ion Max, and Mesmerize. Steph, my forearm used to hurt till I changed some things. Yeah, I would check your grip. That's a big one. And Big Country, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Opinions on the Ion Max. The Ion Max is, like I just said, one of the best strong balls on the market today. Super, super strong, super early, but really good. Jacob, I appreciate all the tips. Need more creators like you. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Ian, I'm getting it because it's going to roll because of the core shape. Awesome. Hyper Ram, I'm trying to find a cool looking spare ball. I like the Storm Ices. I think they're the coolest looking spare ball on the market. Jacob Jackson, I have a phase 2 and a blue hammer and a spare ball. I would get a shiny ball. I'd get a shiny ball like Zen 25, Road Warrior, since you already have Storm stuff. Scorpion Strike if you don't want Storm stuff. Primal Rage Evolution from Motive's really good. So any of those should be good. Let's see. Coaster Chum. Love the name. I have a phase 2 Hustle M&M Ice Spare Ball. Looking for my first ASIM USA made ball preferred. Origin is a really good shiny option, or the Attention Star. Otherwise, the new Evoke Hysteria looks really good too. Let's see. Steph, what are your thoughts on the new Piranha? I don't like it. I haven't seen it much. It's probably okay. I just have not seen the ball go down the lane at all. Columbia didn't really post about it. Brunswick never posted about it. No one's throwing it on tour. No one's throwing it in my area. So I just don't see it much. J1, you're a no thumb, one hand bowler, but I use a spare ball. I need a good first ball. I'd recommend a something like a Hammer Raw or a Storm Tropical Surge will be best. And let's see. Brian De La Cruz. I have an Idle, Attention Star, and a spare ball. That's awesome. Perfect. That's a good arsenal. Ian, I'm going to a clinic in June. At the end, you get a free Storm brand ball. Which should I get? Oh boy, that's a loaded question, Ian. That is a loaded question. Origin's a great option. It really depends on what you all have. Origin's always a good option. Attention Star is great. Phase 2 is always the GOAT. Rockstar is great. A lot of good options. And Tim Love, I think we're going to do a quick last call on questions for everybody. So it's about 8 o'clock right now. So we'll do last call, put in your final questions, and then we'll be calling it a day. But let's see. Tim Love trying to decide what to get my son, thinking Road Warrior or the IQ Tour AI. Both are going to be great options. Really good options in between the two. It depends. The Road Warrior is going to be a little later and a little sharper, but they are very close together. The Road Warriors are also a little cheaper. Ian, I trust your judgment. Awesome. J1, you said a hammer raw. Yes, one of the hammer raws will be good. User, how does pin down differ from pin up? So pin down bowling balls are going to do what we call flaring less. So that's going to make it hook later down lane, but also be smoother. So if you want a smooth ball reaction, pin down generally is good. It really depends on where your positive access point is. So pin down might not be pin down for everybody. Pin up bowling balls, air quote, pin up, are going to be earlier and be sharper once they read the oil pattern. So you're going to have to play further left with pin up equipment. And Jordan, how does the level roll after it gets some games on it? It gets a little smoother, but overall it's still pretty good. It kind of holds its reaction really well. Gandhi, as per your RST Hyperdrive, good or bad? Really good. Really, really good ball. I don't need one at all, but I'm tempted to pick one up for nationals. I have a Jackal Onyx, and that sometimes is way too early. So I kind of want a Hyperdrive to pair with it. I'm thinking a Hyperdrive, an Origin, or a Physics Blackout to pair with my Onyx. They're all very, very good bowling balls. Just, I was more impressed with the Hyperdrive than I thought I would be. And the Hyperdrive, I was already pretty stoked about it because the RST series is so good. It is a very good series in general. Let's see. What are we hitting yet? Black Star Piece. Would you recommend urethane for 39-foot sport pattern? 100% yes. I would try it at least. Nate Mike Dude. I have an Ocean Vibe that is drilled extremely strong. So I need something weaker for dry lanes. Would urethane work? No, do not do urethane. Should I get a second Vibe? I would get either a second Vibe or a... no, I would get a Hammer Raw if you want something weaker. Hammer Raw is going to be your play. Bowling Brian, thanks again for the great live session. Hey, thank you for helping in, Brian. Appreciate it. I've added these to my calendar so I don't miss it. Oh, thank you, man. That's awesome to hear. Love to hear that. I'm glad to have you here at so many of them. And Burkett, thank you for the follow. Foe, fingertips have been feeling numb. Oh, that's not good. I would recommend going to your pro shop and checking that out. That probably means your grip or your span is not correct. Definitely do not throw when your fingers get numb, but I would check with them and see what they say. That is not good. It's probably too long of a span is my guess, and there's too much pressure on the fingertips. Coaster Chum, what do you look for in a ball reaction? Know if you need a switch from a symmetrical to an asymmetrical. If you're leaving a lot of flat corner pins, or your ball is hooking too early, or your ball is hooking too late, and you've tried making adjustments left and right and it doesn't do it, that's when you switch over to something new, like a asymmetric to a symmetric ball. Corey, Rockstar versus Zen 25, very different ball reactions. The Rockstar is going to be very smooth. The Zen 25 is going to be a lot sharper down lane. Mario Falconer, which ball will get further down lane? New Effect is going to get further down lane than the Phase 2 than the Effect Tour. Burkett, you have a Ricochet, an Offset Assault, a Widowmania, a Super Cuda, and a Low Flare. Yeah, the GB5 will fit. It'll be it'll be earlier than a Cuda, but later than an Assault. Nemo, I was reading Reddit and I have an oil track I have an oil track over my finger holes. Is that a full roller? Not exactly. It all depends. It might be a layout issue or it might be just how you're releasing the ball. Try to get a little more around the ball and that might get your oil track off of your fingers. User, how often do you go live? I go live once a week. I go live once per week on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. I want to go live more, but I just never have time to. Brooke, what's going on, Brooke? New high series at League. Hey, congrats. 708. Also 747 for 4 on the Team Trials flat pattern. Wow. That's very good. Minus 50 for 4 is really good on that pattern. Nice job, a 708. Is that your first 7? Super cool. Dragons in Rio, what's going on? Love your reviews. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you for the heart me, by the way. Not Nocturnal. You have an AI, Envy, Blackout, Scorpion, Strike. I'm guessing Phase AI. You don't really have a medium smooth ball like a Rockstar or a Phase 2 or a Summit Ascent or something like that. Brooks, second 7, got 704 a couple weeks ago. Nice. That is awesome. Congratulations for that. Let's see. What are we missing? Black Star piece. Last question. How close are the RSC Hyperdrive and XL? Very far apart. Very far apart. The Hyperdrive is going to hook much earlier. Nate, I have a raw hammer solid that's drilled pin down so it rolls like a urethane. Should I get a different ball from the raw line than so I have a weaker ball? Well, you can get a raw pearl. There are pearl raws that are out that you could try. Faux two-handed bowler, so I don't have a span. No, but I would check your pitches. Your pitches are definitely off. Your pitches are probably too straight down. Don, I don't think the Hyperdrive hooks until 58 feet. What? What are you talking about? The ball hooks so early. It is so rolly. Not as early as an Ion Max, but it hooks early. So and you were bowling on 50 feet. Of course it didn't hook till 58 feet. But yeah, I would say your pitches are off in your two-handed ball. So when you drill a two-hander's bowling ball, like you don't drill the hole straight down. You actually drill them away. We give it a away pitch is one way to call it, or yeah, away pitch, we'll say. So that will cause less pressure to be on those fingertips. I'm guessing it's just drilled too straight down. So I would go into checking that out. Lulz. God. Shut up, Don. Let's see. Mario, would a 14-pound ball get further down than 15? No. I would stick with 15, Mario. All right. And Corey, what should I get if I have a 78U, Web, MB, and a Journey that doesn't hook as much? Man, I got to call this because I keep getting questions. I said last call for questions 7 minutes ago, and we keep getting them. Oh, God. Corey, what should I get if I have a 78U, MB, and a Journey that doesn't hook as much as it used to? I'd get a new solid ball, like you have a little bit of everything. Rockstar, Venom Shock, Phase 2, Summit Ascent, something like that. Austin, do you think the Equinox? It's my favorite ball. Hey, congratulations. That's awesome. Shot my first 300 with it. It is a really good ball. It is a good piece. Luke Cohen, I have a Road Warrior, Phase 5, and 78. What are you missing? A solid ball. I'd recommend some kind of solid ball. Brooke, sorry I came in late today. No, all good, Brooke. Don't worry. Did you say second 700? You got a 704 a couple weeks ago. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. And Brooke, would a Phase 2 or Rockstar fit better with a Piranha? I'd go Phase 2. I'd go Phase 2 instead of the Rockstar. Phase 2 will be a little earlier. All right. Let's see. Yofo, are all your house shots the same? If not, are they standard throughout the nation? They are not standard. Every house has their own house shot. So they're different everywhere you go. All right, but with that, before we get more questions, I'm going to be calling it on that. TikTok, we're going to say goodbye to you first. Thank you, everybody, for both platforms. Thank you all who have hung out tonight. Really appreciate it. Make sure to drop a follow or subscription before you go so that you get notified when we go live, and it also helps me out a ton. It's the best free way to help support me and to help me continue to make content for all of you guys. A couple cool videos coming. We have how to bowl on house shots coming very soon. We have rating viewer arsenals coming very soon. A lot of other really cool content coming out in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, make sure to follow, make sure to like the video, helps me out a ton. And then we have a ton of cool things. We have our ZVL chamois if you want to buy one of these. We have a new Discord, so go check out our Discord. It's linked in our bios on all of our platforms. Go check out our link tree. There's a Discord link. We have like 230 people already out there hanging out, talking bowling. So if you want a community effort to help you with some bowling stuff, go check out our Discord. Otherwise, TikTok, I'm going to say goodbye to you first. Have a great rest of your night. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. All right, TikTok's gone. Then it is just YouTube. Uh-oh, are the chamois still in stock? Sorry, Austin, over on TikTok. Yes, they are still in stock. All right, then it's just us, YouTube. YouTube, I'm going to leave you to a stream ending page. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Love hanging with you guys, YouTube. You guys have there's so many more people that hang out over here, and I love to see it. It's really fun to watch. Let's see. Mesmerize, Solid, Vaporize, Pearl, Hypnotize, Hybrid. Thank you, Don. Exactly. You don't need all three. I'd go a Mesmerize and a Vaporize personally. But we're going to call it on that, YouTube. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Bye-bye.